You can decide in every single minute of your life, regardless of what's happened in the past, because it doesn't matter, because you can't change it. You can learn differently, you can perceive it differently, you can do all of those things, but you cannot change it. So let's move forward. So it's every single minute of our day, we can decide, regardless of the past, that we are going to be happy and create value. You know, and if you're truly creating value, that's about looking at someone and saying, I acknowledge you as being everything I am, and probably a lot more. Tell me, let's share it. Let's, you know, I acknowledge you as being as valuable to this planet and to everyone on it as I am. You know, and why can't we do that?
Try everything. Try everything. I'm doing that now. Yes. There's so much still to enjoy and learn, however old you get. I think I'm very fortunate to have got to be as old as I am, and I'm still learning. I'll go on learning, hopefully.
I'll say that it is very, very important to have patience. You have to have a lot of confidence, and you must not expect too much from your parents. You have to learn to be independent, you know, and you have to say to yourself, one of these days I am going to be on my own. I have to learn as much as I can from my parents. Don't ignore your parents. Your parents have got a lot of experience in life. Learn from your parents. Educate yourself, you know, don't give up your education if you can help it. And just, you know, make yourself as independent as possible. Don't expect too much from your parents. And in fact, look after your parents when you get older. Don't leave parents to suffer on their own. Go and help your parents. Go and cook a meal for them. Go and take them out for a day. Parents need you. They have worked so hard. Parents have worked so hard to bring you. How can you leave your parents in one corner and say, that's it, this is your life? No. Take us out. Take us out for meals. Take us on holidays. We need you. We need you. We need you. We need our children to be with us. Don't leave us on our own. Don't leave us on our own.
I think the aim for life, one of the big aims for life, be you 10, be you 5, 10, 100 even, is happiness. Seek happiness. Don't seek it at somebody else's cost, but seek happiness. And when you get happiness, embrace it and don't be ashamed of it.
Intelligently tap on doors. Yeah, intelligently. Don't go aggressive to anything. The minute you do that, you got put down straight away. Gently. Get your education, whatever it is. Like my husband usually said, if you are a bin man or a man who's sweeping the street, do a good job. So I'm saying to them, whatever you're doing, do a good job. Don't look at it as if it's only for this week, because this week could go into another few years, and you could be at the top of that in another few years to follow. I said, so you must be able to contain yourself, positively tap on doors. Don't give up. Don't give up. That's the important side of it.
Don't get old. Just get on with it. Live life, you know. Don't be frightened of things. Just go for it. Because so what if you get run over and you cross the road? So what? So what's dying? It's part of living, isn't it? So just get on with it.
I would say, what do I say about travel? I'd say travel. Just travel. You might say to yourself, well, you know, how do I get round? How do I do this? Well, you'll do it yourself. You won't need lots of money because you probably haven't got lots of money. You'll take a rucksack and you'll take some clothing and shoes. Take £200 or £300 if you can, but don't tell anyone you've got it, that's for sure. And when you get out there, supposing you're going to Thailand, you get yourself a job in a bar, or you get yourself a job in a hotel, or in Singapore, anywhere you like, you get a job.
Learn as much as you can as a child. Don't expect everything to come, well, because the children now expect everything. We never had a radio. We never had a television. And then when Mom bought a radio, it was only to listen to Christian things. It was soon, and then she's downstairs in the shop. She can hear the sound. You don't expect life to give you everything. You got to work for it. And if you don't work for it, you won't get. You don't expect it. Don't expect it. Because when a crisis should happen in your life, you don't know what to do. So learn and build your life, your foundation, and then you can see through your life, you know. Yeah, that's all I can say to them. I know now some students used to come and say, oh, I think nursing is so easy, but you got to put your skill and practice into it. And I can remember that tutor, the first tutor I had, the teacher really, when I came in the classroom, that ex-army chap, where he said, you either be a nurse or you don't need a nurse. A first-class nurse and not a clerk. And so I always practice that if you're a patient in the bed, treat the patient the way you would like to be treated. Don't expect miracles, but you put what you want to put people to give to you, to that patient in the bed. Don't do things slappy, happen. And they say I take long time, and when I'm at work, I don't come home till what time. Even my sister used to say to my daughter, I come to see your mom at 4 o'clock, and she's 6 o'clock, she's not home yet. She said, well, that's Mom. If the patient needs her, she's gonna sit there with the patient.
Work hard and to love the Lord. You can't get anything if you don't apply your all to it. My father used to say, it's no point doing it halfway. It's no point doing it halfway. And if you've got a group you can work with, you work with the group. Because like us when we were in the country, and we had to go and milk the little goats so we could have milk, you know, to help us to do our tea or porridge. And if somebody further up didn't have that, we would take some to them. So it was a thing of doing, helping, sharing, because of the way the country was at the time. It's heartwarming, you know, and if others could just understand what goes on in our hearts, and, you know, some people snap at you when you talk to them, others don't. I think gradually we are getting there.
I'm very fond of Enfield, but I do miss Scottish people. It's nice to go back and hear the Scottish voices and link up with people who are your own people in a way that London never can be. I'm still an outsider in some ways, but that gives you a good view You can observe things as an outsider that you wouldn't do if you're a complete member of society.
Be kind to people who you think need your kindness, and be kind to people who you don't think need your kindness, but they'll appreciate it anyway. Just be a nice person and make friends, look after people, look after yourself, and just love everybody, really. This is what I do. I try to love everybody I meet. I think I've only ever met 2 people in my whole life that I haven't liked. So that's not bad going.
But I would say to youngsters today, I know it's not easy, but your education can open lots of doors for you. If you get the opportunity, you know, go for it. Because, I mean, I don't have to worry about my children. They're all qualified, they've all got good jobs, you know. And my children have followed in my footsteps.
Art it's a way of communicating, and it's an outpouring of something or other, you know. Art isn't sitting there and making a photographic copy of that person's face in front of you. That isn't art. Anybody can do that. It's just practice. Anybody can draw. You say, oh, I can't draw anything. No, it's only because you don't. Because if you want to draw, you really want to draw, and you do it for hours and hours every day, you will be good at drawing at some point. Some probably quicker than others. Me, not at all. Probably, I don't know. I don't draw very much. I draw sometimes, and every so often I tell myself I'm going to do some drawing, and then I just get bored with it, and I don't. Pour paint on it instead.
I suppose I would have said to myself, try and think what you really want to do, and try and work towards that, and maybe study harder and see if you can achieve it. I think the same applies now. And for some youngsters now, it's certainly with girls, it's a lot easier to try and get into a career that would have been completely out of their any chance of getting it would have been out of the question years ago. But which is a good thing now. They can get into engineering or construction if they want to go into that sort of field. It's available to them, which is good.
You have to let them try, and if they fail and things don't go right, they've learnt a lesson maybe, and the next time they try to get things better. And that's always, as long as you're not too hard on them for doing whatever they do, and hopefully they do learn